some people. What's happening, everybody? Abe Wine here, former host of Truck Night in America on History Channel and owner-operator of Shoprat Metal. Once again, PJ Pomada. I'm gonna start doing that every time now. Pomada of A10 Media, working the camera and all that fun stuff. As you can tell, we're not in the shop again, and we're just addressing right now. Yes, that is cows in the background. We are at a undisclosed location. That's how it's gonna be. But the only thing you can really tell is there are cows. We are near a farm, a large farm with lots of cows. What do we got here? We got an LMTV. This is one of them Stuart Stevenson's. So basically what had happened was a friend slash associate slash customer slash whatever you want to call them said, hey, I have this vehicle. It hasn't ran in a long time. I know, one, that you mess with diesels, two, you've messed with a lot of off-road stuff obviously, and three, I want to get it running. So can you help me with that? I said, sure. How long has it been sitting? 5 years. 5 years. Actually, according to the sticker, we're almost at 6 years now because we're almost in 2026. First things first, the batteries are toast. So we got to replace the batteries in it. And then we're hoping it's going to start. So let's stop talking. Let's get into it. Let's see if we can revive this truck and actually make it back to my shop. That's the kicker. We still got to make it back to my shop with this thing. So let's see if we can get it to run, and let's see how far it'll actually run. All right, let's do it. The lovely oak tree tinges on this one. It has literally sat in this spot for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now. Plastic bend. Oh, hey, we got guests. Anybody in there? Hey, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're being evicted. It's time to go. Time to go. Can't live here no more. So this is an interesting system. These are like a 24 volt, 12 volt system. So you just really need to make sure you're paying attention when you do these, if you ever get an LMTV. But if not, like every good government agency, they have instructions of your hookups. Typically on these, not always, typically. And you actually know this thing's been sitting because even the batteries, the gentleman that bought and put it on the road, they put new batteries in when they got it, and that was 2021. So it has literally sat here for 4 years, going on 5 years now. So I'm gonna try not to arc these out and throw sparks and blow a battery up my face. And we'll see if we can get it running. Can't get that over there. Oh, it's not the right size. I got the wrong size. That's the positive, that's the negative side. The negative side really needs the one I got the wrench in right now. Of course, this is the one's all back in there deep back. Touch the metal. Now, I know this is kind of boring for some people, it's changing some batteries, but it has to be done to get this thing to run. Because if it ain't got no batteries, it ain't gonna run. It's kind of annoying, the routing on these things, but it is what it is. Oh no. But the good news is, these cables have been in the same spot for so long that they pretty much will go right back into place once we get them all back in there. Somebody yell and they just quiet up for a minute. That was kind of weird. Shut your potholes, bunch of heifers.
I don't know if you can hear it.
Kind of weird how they hook them up, but that's all right. That's good scrap buddy right there. Don't throw them away. We're gonna go to Piggly Wiggly once I turn them in. Good to be spoiled today. I'm gonna have to carry a bunch of them, wheel them around on the cart. Let's see. Positive to the back on that one. Don't you want to go to your home? Hey PJ, how boring is this? On a scale of like 0 to 3, I'd say it's probably a 1. That's okay though, because we're almost there. That's the main thing. Oh, maybe not. I gotta tighten more stuff up. Damn it. Darn it. Shucks. Gee golly willikers, Batman.
Are you done yet?
Seriously, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at too, trust me. Like, I just want to drive the thing, if it'll start. Really hoping for all you at home, because I know there's some guys that are like all about these things. They've studied them. They know the production numbers. They know what year this was done, what year that was done. If I'm not mistaken, this is a 3116 Caterpillar in this one, which was, I think the earlier ones had pretty much 3116s.
So
Yeah.
Pretty big snorkel though.
That is a pretty big snorkel. There we go.
Sweet.
Say that. That's a mighty big snorkel you got on that truck.
Well, let's see if it'll start. I forgot that door's already messed up. That's one of the things we actually been tasking that's my word now. To fix the door. There's actually reading in the forums and stuff, there's a conversion, I think, to like redo the door latches and locks and all that. Anyway, it's not locked. Something's popped off on the inside. Let's see if she'll actually whirl over or something. See if it'll do something, if I can get in. All right, that one works. That's the main thing. Oh, that's a lovely bunch of rat turds there. All right then. Oh, it's got that rat turd smell. I haven't smelled that in a while. For context, for those that don't know, don't follow me on the face of space and Instagrams and all that. Got a big rig junkyard. My family has a big rig junkyard. Wine truck repair in Cross Junction, Virginia. So I'm kind of used to this smell and dealing with the rat turds and rat nests and all that stuff, but haven't done it for, 6-8 months. Forgot what that aroma really was when it's been baking in the sun.
Stagnant.
All right, I gotta remember how to start these things.
It's in neutral, right?
It's been a while. It's been a while. So that's the throttle on these. It's Allison push button, automatic. There's no key. Look at that. Up. There's a slight miss. I don't know how old the fuel is in this thing. No. Come on, baby. Come on. No. So anyway, we're gonna have to do more work now. The problem is if this doesn't have one of the manual setups to put the cab up, we need air, and we have no air. Only problem with letting these things sit so long. I'm not above ether. Don't y'all think I'm not above ether. I'll do it. I'll do it. Only good news is we got good oil pressure. I did notice that. So I'm not horribly concerned. There we go. Got to get the fuel up for the injectors, get the fuel filters filled back up. Got lucky. Thought I was about to prime the fuel system. but we got lucky. And they've been started in 5 years almost, and 60 pounds of oil pressure. That's a good thing. It's a good sign. Air pressure's coming up. I think we're charging on voltage. If the fuel gauge is right, we got half a tank of fuel. So we got go-go juice to go play. It's gonna be a good day. I just want to do hood rat stuff with my hood rat friends. PJ, get in. Let's do
What you doing, Abe?
Can't say the first thing that came to mind, to be honest. Working a jack.
Why are we working the jack?
Working the jack to get a better look at this beautiful Caterpillar motor that's in here. Caterpillar. I ain't a cat, I don't want it, boy. Yeah, well, yeah, move the camera with my arm, that's great. Man, I thought I was done working on cab overs. Ugh. For those that don't understand that reference, in the big rig world, especially back in the day, here in America, we are what we are, and we have mostly what we call conventional cabs, where you tilt the hood up, work on the motor. Europe, everything's still cab over. And we used to have a lot more cab overs in America back in the day, but they went away. The thing about working on cab overs, I think it just hit the safety latch, is you used to hit, well, not on this one, it's a little better, but on like an old KW or Peterbilt or whatever, when it was cab over, you hit your head a lot. Because that thing's up there and you're climbing on the motor, and next thing you know, whacka. I have the scars to prove it. So, yep, that's Caterpillar. All right then, look at that big honking alternator. Holy ground strap. These are rather salty to replace. That's why you want to make sure you hook your batteries up, even though it's kind of like boring to watch. You definitely want to make sure you hook them up right, because if not, and you happen to fry that booger, that's an expensive mistake. This thing has to be extremely low hours. This is a very clean truck, actually.
What's that oil filter say? 7818.
Well, you know, 8 years between services is perfectly normal. I wouldn't expect anything less from the U.S. government. Bada-ching! Because we're trying to be responsible citizens, we figure we ought to maybe put a legit sticker on it, so we try not to get pulled over as we're going to my shop. There we go. All good now. All right, second fire up. Let's see if this thing will actually move. So far, this has probably been one of the easiest will it starts I've ever been a part of. Well, she went in gear. That's a good sign. Hey! Yes! Let's go Rambo some stuff, come on! I feel big and strong and whatnot. Well, we got forward and we got reverse. It's a good day. Yeehaw and yippee-ki-yay. That's fun. Maybe if we were one of the cool kids and sponsored by one of those like Geo apps, not gonna say who, maybe we wouldn't be lost in some random trail back in the woods, but guess what, I am. Ugh. Oh, I think I see the main road. Hallelujah. Oh, there's a rock. Let's climb that jump, yo. Oh, what you know about that? Sand Hollow, Trail Hero, you don't know nothing about this. Unfortunately, I don't get to make Trail Heroes here, so I had to rep them. Missing my friends. out there. Great people. And they also support Four Wheel to Heal. All about some support Four Wheel to Heal. Trail here always supports them, so it's just a winning. So we're out here, we got the thing running, all the lights work. I'm sorry if it was a boring wheel to run, but I'm okay with that. I didn't have to spend 4 hours priming the fuel system to get this thing to work. So now we're on a private piece of property. We're gonna go hit some of these back trails. They're nothing hardcore. They're not crazy aggressive. And I'm not gonna pretend they are. But when you're in one of these, it's still fun. Also, we are doing this before we take it on the real road. I'm watching the temperature, I'm watching the oil pressure, making sure the air's not leaking off, because, well, it's air brakes. You kind of need that. So as we go through here, I'm just checking and watching. Of course, having some fun while we're at it.
Whoa.
All right then, that was fun, especially the last like 10 seconds of getting here, because somebody kind of Googled measured it and we didn't know if it was going to fit through the door. But as you can see, this thing makes my 7,000 square foot shop look tiny, even more so compared to the 54 F500 sitting over there. And it's on rollers, so it's sitting a couple inches up even on top of its stock height, and it's still just big. But here it is. It wasn't much of a will it start type video, I get it. Couple of batteries, and a few extra cranks and it fired right up. But then we went riding through the woods for a couple of reasons. One, well, because PJ and I just wanted to have fun. Two, really wanted to run it around some on the property before we took it onto an actual hard cap road. Next thing you know, we're trying to find a tow service that'll actually tow this thing in here. And then I had to still figure out a way to get it up the ramp if it didn't, you know, run at that point. So, ran through the woods, had some fun. The owner got to see his truck work again. That's always a plus. And it made it back to where I need it. That way I can work on it, service it, a few little things, fix the door handle, or even do a conversion. Probably gonna put new seats in because the passenger one's all tore up from the years of sitting. Squirrels, mice, chipmunks, whatever has tore it up. So, at this point, it's made it to the shop. It's done what it needed to do today. I'm tired, a little hot. I'm gonna go home and hang out with my kids and do something. Y'all should do something too. I'm out, I'm done. Over it, later.